Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, yeah, you get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. We ready. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Story Time and Poetic Shenanigans with our show tonight where we are embracing the unspoken words. I'm your host, Crystal Bodie Smith, and I have a co-host tonight that I'd like to bring up and definitely welcome to the stage. I know she's out there. I know she's in the back room. Let's bring her on. Lanai, there you go. Are you with me?
I am here.
Yes, yes. Well, listen, I tried to bring my little music on, but you know what? The music wasn't trying to do what it was supposed to do. So that's why I just kept going. That's why you see it was a little quicker than normal. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I think the music was like, we're excited. We're just going to get to the show. It's going to be a good show. We got four amazing poets that
And
that I've been blessed to know in the poetry community, and I'm excited. I'm super excited to hear their poetry, their stories, everything that they come with tonight. So, woohoo!
And you have not let us down yet. You have not let us down yet. So I know it is going to be a good one. So, as always, I always like to ask you to let us know why we do what we do and explain to the people what this is all about. Because for some people, maybe this is their first time. And so I will tell you all that this is where we are embracing the culture of the unspoken word. And this is the lovely Lanai Monroe. So tell the people what we're doing here tonight.
So we are here, as every time that we come here, we are here to basically understand, get to know, and empathize and feel these poets in the community. It's hard sometimes to be a poet because we got to go through some real rough stuff just to get y'all to with us or really resonate. So we want to get to know the poet's story, what they had to go through to get to this point, what made poetry be such a blanket to them throughout their life, and we want to promote as well too, because it's hard out here. All right, it's hard for a poet, for a creative, so we want to promote as much as we can. We want to sit there and just introduce as many bit of culture to the world when it comes to poetry and these poets. So we do this for the love of poetry.
Oh, the love of poetry. So now, and you always manage to just wow us every time. And the way you combine them is just amazing to me. So do you want to bring them up and introduce the people, or do you want us to flow one at a time? I know we do different things, so I'm flowing with you and just following instructions.
I would love for everybody to show their face all at one time because we have a little bit smaller group, so we're able to share the screen. So if everyone's ready, yes. First and foremost, look at all this. Look at all this, y'all. Look. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, and I want people to understand, especially nowadays. It's We have a lot going on. A lot of us poets have a lot going on. Life is life, and constantly things are changing. We are working to strive to have a book, two books, three books, have like a couple followers, more followers. We are striving every single day. So the fact that we have these wonderful poets, and I think we have one more coming soon, we're going to see what's going on, but we have all these poets that come up here to take time to show y'all themselves. We have to give that homage and we have to give that love, because you never know what somebody's going through. You never know that smile that somebody had to glue on real quick just to be here. So I give y'all love, homage, and appreciation for y'all even accepting the invitation. And thank y'all so much.
Yes, and then make sure I see. I love it. I love it. I love it. I see J Rose bright. You got the light over there, girl. I thank you so much. I see Reggie. You got a cool thing going on, so you must know what you're doing because you got some darkness in the background, but yet we see you. Now, Erica, I see you, but if we can get a little bit more light, that would be good. If we can't, don't worry about it because I can see that pretty face too. Just shine the light on you, and we'll be there. But now, each of you, if you could just tell us your name and where you are tuning in from. That would be great. And just how long you've been doing poetry? Your name, where you tuning in from, and how long you've been doing poetry.
Erica Floyd. I'm currently living in South Carolina, via Brooklyn, New York, and I've been doing poetry since about 2020.
Nice. J Rose.
Ooh, I'm not gonna say the year, but my name is J Rose. I am a spoken word poet from Queens, New York, and I've been writing poetry for over 25 years, and I've been performing for 8 years now.
Wow, y'all tugging on my heart a little bit. I'm here in New York, New York. You know, I'm a native New Yorker. Reggie, how about you?
Yes, my name is Reggie Wilson Jr., and I have been writing poetry since the seventh grade, um, and been reading poetry since elementary school.
I
So I've
love it.
always been,
I love it. Wow,
and
Lanai.
that's where I'm at.
Wow. So, Lanai, tell me what you got up your sleeve with these lovely poets tonight.
Wahahaha. So I have so many things up my sleeve. I have transparency. I have truth. I have love. I have you thought you was trying it. I have all types of stuff with these poets. It's I'm telling you, they're gonna leave. There's no corner that's going to be left unturned with these poets. So we just going to enjoy the magic that's coming with this. And thank you, everybody that's in the crowd. If you are in the crowd, all we ask is that you share. All right. So that way we get this out as far as possible. We want all of our poets' stories to be heard because you, like, again, you never know who needs to hear this. There's somebody right now that just needs to hear a little pep talk. There's somebody right now that just needs to hear a little laughter and maybe see a little smile. So definitely share. Make sure y'all share.
Yes, yes, yes. We are reminding you to please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, and let's all take a moment and to share this with about 5 friends minimum each. If each person does that, then just let them know to come on over here and join us over here on YouTube. Okay, with story
Mm-hmm.
time without Crystal. Okay, and so Lanai, I'm following your lead on how you want to do this, on who you want to start with, and the direction you want me to go. And so I will take everybody off the stage and then let you call the shots.
All righty, let's get it going. So from what we've already heard so far, look, boom, alignment. Alignment. J Rose was gonna be the first one I pull. Alignment. Yes. So today, starting right now with the first poet of so much she hosts. She does poetry. When I tell you she does poetry, she does poetry. She does poetry. She is a familiar. Hi, Miss Rosie. We're gonna pull up J Rose first. We're gonna. Hi,
I
Miss
wanted you, I
Rosie.
wanted you to know she was
Hi,
here
can you
because
guys
she
hear
wasn't.
me?
Yes,
Yes, we can hear you. Gorgeous looking queen, you.
I just wanted you to know that she did make it. That's why I brought her up so you would know she's in the room. She's in the room. How you doing, young lady? Do me a
I'm
favor.
good,
We'll take you back down.
Queen.
Take a moment
Glad
and
to
put
meet
your
you.
name. Yes, ma'am.
I
Put
was
your name.
not giving up. I just kept
No,
trying.
that's right. That's right. And we want you to take a moment and look down in your setting. You should see a place where you can add your name so that your name will be up there when you're on there. So see if you can see that. And do you see a
Now,
place where you can add your name? Because we want to make sure we have that.
preface
And then
that
we'll call you back.
I added it, and I'm scared to touch anything, but I'm gonna do what you said.
Okay, so if you added it, then it should come up. Let me make sure. We want to make sure we have it. We want to make sure we can see it when we do you. There you go. So you're on there. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, we'll bring you back up.
All righty, and I'm so glad Miss Rosie came. I'm so glad. Y'all just wait, just wait. So, and hello to Tajan. Hello, Sheila, Poet Khan. So, first poet, she's a host, she's a mother, she's a friend, she is a phenomenal teacher. She also does master classes, she does erotica, she embraces her sensuality, she embraces herself. She is one of my idols. J Rose is in the building. Bring it on up.
All right.
Hi. I'm so
Wow.
excited to be here. How are you guys?
Good.
So,
How are
so
you?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
J Rose, Queens, huh? What part
Yeah.
of Queens?
I grew up in Astoria, Long Island City area.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, my people from Corona, right there. I used to hang out right
yeah,
there. I used to
not
hang
too
out right
far.
there. Right by the White Castle.
Yeah.
Right on
By Queens
99, yeah.
Boulevard?
In the park, yeah, man. I got some ties over there, definitely. And my people live in Woodside. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
Woodside.
I'm very,
Uh,
yes. I'm
my sister.
familiar with all parts of Queens.
Oh, okay. But y'all forgive us. When I hear my people from my hometown, it takes me back for a moment.
As
So
you should.
that's a
As you
beautiful
should.
thing. Well, we're excited to have you here tonight, and I know if Lanai brought you here, then there's something that you have that's special. She hasn't let me down yet, and so I look forward to it.
Ooh,
And
no
Lynette
pressure,
gonna
no
tell you what
pressure.
she gonna tell you how she wants you to go about doing this.
Alrighty, so we're gonna ask a couple questions, and then we're gonna get into the first round of this. So to you as well as to everybody, if you're new to this or you haven't, inquired of our poetry session here before, so what we do is we have one round. We have we have three rounds basically. So each poet, each round will do their poem. We'll get to know them each round, and then the last part of the show, there's gonna be a cipher. There's gonna be a cipher. So yes, yes, yes. So, J Rose, when did you feel that poetry was your way, was your path?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Um, shoot. I feel it happened when, uh, probably when I finally took the poetry to the stage. Or there was a poem that I wrote a million years ago, and I remember that was the first time that I wrote a poem and I read it, and I thought to myself, wow, this is actually really good. And I think that this is good enough for me to share on a stage. And that was probably about 8 years ago. That's when I realized that poetry was for me, beyond just a hobby, beyond just something for me to do to express myself. That was when I finally took it to the stage. Was when I was like, oh, I'm about this life. Like this is for me, like for real, for real.
I feel that. I feel that when you first write a poem and you look back like that was me, guys.
Yeah,
That was me.
I mean, I didn't know it was that. I didn't think it was, that good, and I just thought I was just writing poems. And then I kept reading that one poem, and I was just like, "Wow, this is really good." Like I was like really impressed, and ever since then, I'm just like I'm always pushing my pen, and you know,
Wow.
Well,
Where was that at?
I'm
Can I ask
grateful.
you where was that? Where was that place? And how old was
when I first got on the stage,
you? Mm-hmm.
I was the age that I was 8 years ago. I was that age, in my 30s.
Well, let
And
me rephrase the question. How old was you when you wrote your first poem?
oh gosh, I was like 16. I was in high school. It was about my boyfriend, I was in love, and I wrote a poem titled I Believe. And every line started with I believe, I believe. It was one of those. I even put it on like a paper and I blew it up and laminated it, like, and that was my first poem. I was 16 years old.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Can you relate to that, Lanai? The whole presentation, she laminated it, she
I
blew it up.
did. I
Give
did.
it to him too?
Yeah, oh my
Well,
goodness, that's
I don't think I gave it to him, but I don't remember. Like the thinking about it now, like he was so corny because I'm pretty sure I read it to him and like he didn't make me feel like it was a great poem. Maybe it wasn't a good poem, and I don't know. I don't know.
it was probably a good poem. Not even probably, it was definitely a good poem, but for the wrong person. So yeah,
That part. That
for the wrong person. That's why he couldn't appreciate it the way he got that work and that magic. He couldn't appreciate it. But
Wow. So
that's
how
to
do you
him.
want
If
her to
he's
kick
if
this thing
he's
off,
watching
Lanai?
this was to you, sir.
Yeah. So how you want her to kick this thing off? What kind of poem you want her to start off with?
shoot, we ain't even got a word. We just gotta give her the light, and she gonna take it. I'm telling you, just for real. So we ready for your first poem. All
Oh,
poets that are waiting, just be ready. But yeah, J Rose, you got the stage. Let them know what you got.
oh my
Um,
goodness. Queens is in the building. Okay, so we're gonna remove ourselves from the stage and we
oh, okay. Do you have a request, Lene? Do you have anything specific, or you just want me to pick whatever? Um, all right. I'll do. I'm trying to like share more newer stuff, so I will share my newest poem. It's titled "Rest in Poetry." R.I.P. This is a eulogy for the apologies I'll never receive. Dead sorries never spoken through living lips, making it hard to believe in myself and in others. But today we lay to rest pieces of my crumbled thoughts. We mourn the trust issues that transition from often to coffin, the morgue of wrongs embalming my rights before their time, the solitude that seemed more chronic than circumstantial, intrusive thoughts that sat around campfires telling ghosted stories of abandonment. I once knew a glint of hope named promises. We met in my mother's joy, but our trust was broken by my father's voice, so promises never linger long enough to be kept as a choice. Today, it's with a heavy heart you will follow the heavy hearse I carry on my shoulders, blinking lights leading into a cemetery of fractured roses. Petals, stems, and thorns spread into melancholy mosaic masterpieces of every time I blame myself for not being loved right. Every time I overthought myself onto a ledge thinner than my patience. This procession is for the progression they try to keep from me, the growth they try to stunt on me, the exchanges of energy that emptied out full clips of my empathy, numbing bullets trying to bring an end to me because pride went from being a friend to an enemy. Damn, that escalated rather heavily. Walk slowly with me. Past decrepit crypts withered from when deception hit until we reach the end of the road, a final resting place where a marvel of a marble tombstone reads, "Here lies the unaccounted ability to hold yourself accountable." Go look at that. Even in my own ego death, I fall into fault lines where everything's my fault lies. But you can call me San Andreas now, the way my shift causes earthquakes like a fault line. Standing in this grave, I'm only 8 inches away from the surface. So why does it feel like it's taking more than 8 miles to be at my own service? Maybe it's those burned bridges that cremated broken bonds like a furnace, turning blood into ashes, making water thicker than purpose. Pass me the pot, cause I ain't afraid to stir this. Grave diggers disguised as condolences, like them people that lend a ear just to know your business. This is a eulogy for a past that cannot be resurrected. It can finally rest in poetry, I mean peacefully in this closed casket of ink, ready to be buried like a hatchet that refuses to sink. Farewell to it all. Don't cry for me, I'm bowing out gracefully. There's no tears to be shed. Let's pay our regrets, I mean pay our respects and bow our heads. Face our crowns towards this stage, I mean this grave, and fill it with roses instead. Thank you.
What I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I didn't tell y'all. Okay,
It's
cool.
the
So
new
yeah, now
poem.
y'all know. Now y'all know. All right, she did not come to play. All right, every string. Did y'all feel that? That pulling. That was her poetry pulling
Thank
on you. Okay.
you. Thank you so much.
wow. She said pass me the plate. Wow. Okay. We got a
Oh,
couple people, some of your fellow poets in the building.
Yo,
You
what's up,
in here,
Poet Con?
you
That's
see
my
them in here.
girl. Kisses to the baby.
yes,
Yeah.
congratulations, Khan.
I
Oh
love how we
yeah.
could be knowing
Oh,
each
the
other's
baby was
business.
born.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
baby.
yes, baby E.
Oh wow. Wow. Congratulations, Karen. I
Aw.
enjoyed that. Definitely so. I definitely did. I can see where you use your poetry to express yourself. Most definitely.
Mhm.
I can definitely see that. And
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you
You
so
see
much,
that?
Queen.
I always like to sometimes hear. I see a couple of other poets. I mean, they can put their comments over here, and I see some of y'all writing in the private chat. Make sure y'all put it in the regular comments so I can put it on there. Definitely. So, um,
So
man,
we're gonna go to the next poet. I'm gonna let you take a breath, relax for a minute, get some water, relax. We're gonna go to the next poet. So everybody, if you in the comments and you feeling it and you enjoying the show, I need y'all to put some fires in the comments so the poets know that you here. We love the mingling. We love how everybody's talking to each other and getting to know each other and interacting with the show as well. So I appreciate that. So the next poet we gonna bring up to the stage is Mr. Reggie Wilson Jr. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the encouraging poet. Look at him. Hey King.
All
yeah.
right, all right. What's up? What's going on?
Nothing much. Enjoying the vibe. Having a good time. How are you
That's
feeling?
cool. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling blessed. I'm happy to be here. Real.
Yes. So,
All good.
Mr. Reggie, you have a background. You have an interesting background, which I'm sure you use for your poetry. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you use that with your poetry.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I do psychotherapy, mental health. Um, that's what I do. I practice that. So, hey. Um, and a lot of my therapy is poetry. A lot of my poetry is therapy. So they're twins to me. They're one.
A
And
lot of his
both my
poetry
life.
is therapy, and his therapy is poetry. Did y'all catch that?
Yeah.
Wow.
bars, truth, life, transparency
Wow.
right there.
Man, and
Straight
and
up.
so how long have you been writing?
I've been writing since I was 12 years old.
And
12
your
years old.
first piece, was it to your girlfriend?
No, and that's funny. My first piece was to poetry.
Mm,
Um, because I learned to love it because it loved me, and then no one
wow.
else did it first. So
Lanai, you know you're muted, right? Wow. Did you
I
hear that?
know, because I didn't want to interrupt. That was so beautiful.
He wrote a poem to poetry. I never heard nobody say that. That's deep.
yeah,
So
Yes.
yeah.
so so elaborate on that for just a second. You wrote a poem to the idea of poetry, or exactly what when you say that? Explain what you mean.
Poetry saved my life a bunch
Mm,
of times. So I was a very shy boy, still kind of shy, but a lot back then. So my pen was everything, and poetry was everything. So she would talk to me, I would talk to her. She would talk through me, I would talk through her, and that's how I saw poetry as my girlfriend. So when I would write, um, it was like she would speak to me, um, and that's how I saw her.
wow. Poetry was his girlfriend. Wow, that's it right there.
Yeah.
Oh, and they've been together ever since. Oh. Oh, well, I'm excited. I'm encouraged. Let's go ahead and get into your poem, King. You got the floor. Let them know what you got.
Okay.
And I know that she asked the question after we went down, so we just gonna let you know. Go with your heart, whatever you want to start with, because it's your debut.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to start with uh, Poetry Cupid. Goes with what we just talked about. Okay. Poetry Cupid. Every line of the page marks the minutes I want to spend with you. The syllables used envelops the seconds that tease me. like bullets kissing me, riddling my chest with long-suffering touches, long-lasting, long-winded, longing looks of fascination. You stamped my words on my love outlined by my body, used to transport the words you blew my way. Like sweet pound cake with lemon icing, you fit and complete just right. Sweet and tart like kissing and biting, you keep leaving marks on me. Your ink is darker than my melanin. Everyone can see the remnants of our times together. You see, I be a poet. No more hiding our hearts that beat in unison the fabric of our love. Poetry, you are no longer my secret lover. To the mountaintops I get down on one knee. The ring of reason, rhythm, and rhyme I place on your finger. As you dart my eyes with letters of pain, hope, and decay are all wrapped together beautifully, giving me my life no longer unheard. You shot me last night with bullets of bars and stanzas. You kissed me, and I liked it. Poem.
Wow. 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 You back, Lanai?
Yeah.
Wow. He said, you're no longer, yeah, somebody wrote it. You're no longer a secret. Love that. That was good. That people could relate to that right there. Uh, they could relate to that right there.
That
Did
was
you?
beautiful, Reggie. That was beautiful. Beautiful. I thank you for that. That sentiment, that feeling, the sensualness of the softness of it. Thank you.
Was that it? Was that the poem that you just mentioned? The very first one?
Oh wait, I think you froze.
Frozen. That's
Yep,
okay.
and it's such a wonderful glare after that poem too. It's such a wonderful like it was wonderful. It was just
I'm gonna bring him back up in a minute. But yeah, that was like a moment, like, oh my goodness, like when you have an epiphany. That was
mm-hmm.
deep. And Enamel Ink says she definitely resonates with no longer being a secret. You know,
Yeah.
that's interesting. You know, are you there back? Are you back, Reggie? Move around. You may have to let me take him out and let him come back in. Okay, he went back out and then he come back in. So we'll bring
So
him back.
everybody
You
that's
know,
in
we
here,
always got a man that's gonna come in here and set it off.
yes, you gotta keep balance. It's all about balance. All about balance. The yin and yang, the scale. It's all about balance. And a lot of poets that I bring up, they're familiar with each other. Now I'm not sure if they have interactions outside of the community, but they're familiar with each other. But to bring them together to see how they all fit together is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful experience. So I'm glad we're able to have these experiences every time where it just flows so effortlessly. Um,
Mm.
but make sure everybody that's in the crowd, make sure you are sharing, make sure you are following all these poets. Please, when you see this stuff on the screen, just follow them real quick because it takes, like I said, it takes a lot sometimes for a poet to expose themselves with such depth and such transparency. So we always want to support and show love. Always, always, always. So the next, are you bringing up Reggie right now?
No, whatever you need, I'm following you.
Okay.
And
So we're going to
he
let Reggie
gotta come
chill for a
back.
little bit,
Yeah,
get
he's
his
not back yet.
heartstrings together. And we're
Yeah,
going to
he's
bring
not
up
back
our
yet.
next queen, Miss Erica Floyd. I love Miss Erica. I tell her all the time, she does not understand how much I look up to her. This way. Okay. I love Miss Erica's poetry, her strength, her delivery in her poetry, and even her modesty. I love it all together. It makes you such a phenomenal person. And I thank you so much for being here. For being here.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
All right. So where are we beginning?
Okay, we begin with you, Miss Erica. So how are you tonight?
So far, so good, considering I only had 3.5 hours sleep. That and so far, what I have been blessed to hear, I mean, just truly blessed. My crumbled thoughts, I don't think I've ever heard her before. Um, but I've heard of her. So her reputation precedes her. Okay. And then to of course that accent. It just
Wow.
fit, you
Well,
know,
well,
it just makes
we're
me.
excited. You're a native. You're a native also of New York.
Well, I was born and raised there for the first almost 14 years. And then we moved around, come down south to North Carolina for about 9. And then I joined the service. I joined the Air Force. And then I lived in Europe. Well, prior to leaving basic in Texas and then going to Florida, my first duty station. I was then stationed in Spain. Prior to that, I got married to someone out in Florida. Was married to him for 24 years, but in that marriage, from Spain, we went to Germany, Germany to Belgium. So I spent 6.5 years in Europe, and then to Colorado for 4 years, Maryland for a year, and then South Carolina now for 21 years. I've been.
Wow. Well, we thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. So you come with a lot of experience and insight from a lot of different places in your writing. I'm sure.
I haven't discovered that. I haven't tapped into that yet. I have no idea. My experience is the lifing. It's life. The tragedies, the triumphs, perhaps, the grateful. You know, I'm just going with the flow. And I actually, I can't remember when I first started writing per se. I just know that I've always loved literature from the get go. And my children used to mess with me about that because instead of maybe going to uh, go off, on faculty at a school, whatever, I said, write an email and copy everybody in. And it's kind of like that white chicks things, like, I am white. That's kind of what it made me feel like when they would look at me. My two oldest ones, like, Mom, seriously, you gonna write an email? But I got results. I knew what I was doing, and I was always editing to make sure, okay, how is this going to be presented? So I was always editing. I'm constantly editing, even when I text, someone, okay, how are they going to take this? If I was to read this, how would I take this? So I'm always looking at how is the other person going to kind of receive it. So I've always, yes, been writing. I used to love to read romance novels. Haven't had time to read, but I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I guess I should be waiting for you to ask the questions. You guys are just running my mouth.
And that's, I love it that you feel comfortable. That's good. That's good when you feel comfortable enough to just pour yourself out like that. That's good. That's good. I love that because it's welcoming. It's it makes you feel safe. It does. That's why I always love talking to you. But we're gonna get into this first poem because I'm excited to hear what you bring in, Miss Erica. And again, I thank you for coming tonight. Are
I'm,
you ready?
I'm gonna go into it because there's other people waiting. I was gonna read a different piece first, and then I decided the way my crumbled thoughts kind of me guided to a different direction. Actually, her. So this is kind of an introductory piece. Since you said we're gonna be ciphering later, so I'll just read those pieces then.
All right. Well, we'll let you have the floor then. It sounds like she ready. Sound like she ready to me.
You got it, Queen.
Who am I? I am Erica, not Badu, not Campbell, not Alexander, just me. To quote Ari, I am not my hair. On second thought, maybe I am. Sometimes hiding myself, my hurts, my faults, my insecurities with camouflage, covering, attempting to appear that I am all put together and tamed. in order to protect what lies beneath. Because what's underneath can be wild if not controlled with regularity. And this is done for a specific period of time until I decide that I am ready to release and breathe. And that's when I disrobe the disguise and become naked, shedding the armor, lowering my guard that is no longer needed, at least for now, exposing the real me and showing new growth, revealing evidence of the roots from my upbringing, my inner strength, from conditioning myself to my circumstances, the grays of all the storms I've persevered through, and the colorful ways that I've tried to cover up my past hurts, finding and spreading joy to spite my reality. Because in essence, I can control my reactions with straightening my responses when I can't control what comes against me, embracing a renewal of self by cleansing away all that have tried to destroy my joy, my character, aligning and anointing a more righteous path, preparing to rid myself of unhealthy entanglements as well as loose, brittle ends that could break me, leaving me damaged if I hold on too long. Ultimately, rewarding me with curvy spirals of peace and healthy restoration. No more pretense of relaxation in past, but with focus and positive purpose lined up evenly until I need my protective armor again. Poem.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Woo-hoo! I couldn't turn. I don't know why my camera wasn't turned off fast enough. Woo-hoo-hoo! Wait a minute. Wait a
Now,
minute.
Miss Erica, and you are in an anthology, correct?
And
And it's on Amazon. Tell us about that anthology you have.
this is it right here. I don't know if you guys can see it.
A case, what is a case for the personhood of trees? Oh wow.
Ooh.
Although they edited it so it's a little just a tiny bit shorter in this book, which is why I was going to recite later the entire piece. But that is basically, I guess, the catalyst that made me believe that perhaps I actually can write, because I was invited to submit my piece once I had spit it on a live. And this was during a time where I was extremely terrified. But, my mom, when she passed away in 2020, which was a week before the pandemic, it awakened an urgency for me to do something with my life. It made me face mortality. I'm like, I
Mhm.
didn't have enough time, I felt. And I'm like, I'm running out of time here. Time is running out, because here it is. I'm in the next generation. I'm an oldest child, just like my mother was an oldest child. And I felt like she just didn't get to do everything that she had potential in doing. I'm like, I got to do something. I'm tired of being afraid. And so I
Mhm.
extremely, extremely afraid to get in front of people and have to be the focus. And sometimes I still get nervous whenever I have to, when I'm featured or whatever. But it's gotten easier. And now I'm like, I'm not turning it down. And even though I was nervous when Lanai had invited me, I said, I'm not saying no. I'm tired of running. So every time somebody is willing or thinks me special enough to, yeah, come on and feature, I'm like, okay, even though I'm like wanting to say no. um, I'm not doing that anymore. Not doing that.
Yes. Oh.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you for stepping out of your fear because you have a powerful word inside of you. And for somebody who has traveled the world like you have and been places, like Spain and Germany and Belgium and Europe, all those places, Florida and North Carolina, New York, fought in, the service, you deserve to share that as many times as possible because every time you
Mhm.
share, I know you give a different perspective. So you definitely don't want to hold back. You don't want to hold that back. Not at all. So thank you for coming and accepting the invitation.
No problem. Nice to meet you.
Oh.
So we look forward to seeing you come back again and listening. And Enamored Inc. said it right. Keep showing up for yourself. All
Mhm.
right. Keep showing up for yourself.
Yeah, I was.
That's what it's all about. So we're gonna bring you back and we thank you. That was amazing. We thank you so much. We know we want to get on to the next person so we can go ahead and keep it moving. Who you got for us next, girl? What's up? I know you got something up the sleeve.
Oh yes. Oh yes. The next poet slash comedians slash activist that we got coming up here is a hoot. Miss Rosie. See, y'all see that joy I get from just introducing her?
Oh
That's what she
boy.
brings. That's what she
Oh my goodness. You said comedian, poet, and activist. Oh boy. Woo.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Oh man,
Miss
Miss Rosie,
Rosie
you were
is the trifecta real deal. I'm telling y'all, just wait.
I'm
Just wait.
telling
I'm gonna be quiet.
right.
well. I am
My
so excited to meet you for the first time. How you doing?
I am so good and blessed, Miss Christo. How are you? I'm just trying to get my situation situated, but I'm
That's okay.
good.
Okay.
It's so funny, Lily. I thought about you because I was looking at where I was last Thanksgiving versus where I am this Thanksgiving. And I remember last Thanksgiving, I was looking for somebody to paint my apartment. That's why it made me think about you, Miss Lanai Love Jones Monroe in the building. That's my nickname for Lene because I was describing her to someone, right? I was talking about the poetry community and I was describing Lene to them. And I said, Lene is like someone you would meet at the, oh my God, it escapes my name, but the club for the movie Love Jones. And they was like, okay, I got you. I get it. I totally get it. And I
Oh.
can't think of the name of the club, but I know the name of it. I just can't think of it right now. But that's how anytime I refer to Lene, it's Lene Love Jones Monroe. So how are you guys doing? Oh, and my point, Lene, was I was just looking at how good God is, and like my apartment is painted, and I've been fixing it up, and I've been catching up on a lot of things I need to catch up on, and staying creative. And it's a blessing when you can look back and
Mhm.
see such progress,
Mhm.
legitimate real progress that has taken place, and blessings and growing more. It's just, I won't complain.
Yes. Yes. That beautiful. You can look back and just be like, wow, I came so far. And I feel like that's also the message I've been hearing from all of you poets tonight. Like, look how far I've come. When Reggie wrote to poetry, as his girlfriend, when J
Yeah,
Rose wrote her first poem to her boyfriend, and now she's looking back now like, nah, that wasn't to him. That was like, and how you're looking back at the painting and stuff like that, and how Miss Erica looked back at everywhere she traveled and who she is. Like, it's a beautiful thing to really sit in your skin presently and appreciate it. So I
yeah,
definitely love that for you.
to be able to just thank God and breathe, and and just, a lot of people who have things don't understand oftentimes the situation and disposition of people who don't have things. And I've always had a heart for the unhoused. So to always have been blessed with beautiful places to stay, and growing up, big, 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 5 bedroom, 5 bathroom, have my own horse, all of that as a kid, and
Wow.
so for me, it made me really appreciate things because I had the another luxury of being raised. And that's not something you can take for granted. It ain't always easy in the moment, but honey, when you get to looking back on when and you realize, hallelujah, my grandmother taught me better than that. Thank God my mom let me know what was up with that. Thank God, because, it's not a luxury. And I never took it for granted, but I appreciate it so much more
Now,
now.
where are you from originally?
California, the city of angels, Hollywood.
California girl.
Yes,
Wow. How long you
yes.
been doing poetry? And is poetry the first gift because you have many? So was poetry before comedy?
No, wait. Well, see, here's the thing, Miss Crystal. My grandmother taught me to read when I was 3. Real read, not cat in the hat. I ain't got nothing against cat in the hat, but she wasn't coming for no cat in the hat. My grandmother told me every single day, at least twice a day, like it was a vitamin. Because you're a black, you have to be 100 times better to even be considered. So she taught me how to real read, causing me to start kindergarten on like a 7th grade reading level. So I was always a bookhead. I love books. I love books. I love books. I love words. I love conversations. And because of what my grandmother taught me, there are a lot of conversations that people didn't mind having around a kid because they didn't know a kid understood everything they were saying. So it was a lot of exposure. And so I think I probably wrote my first poem when I was really, really young. And it was fine, but it was kind of just something of loving words and loving to look up words. And, so it wasn't really that much of a like a deal. But then I was invited. A friend of mine was doing a spoken word performance, and she invited me to see her. And I went to support her because that is what I do. And I'm very, very adamant about that. And I was up all night writing. And so I did a spoken word. Somebody invited me to something, and they wanted me to do another piece, and I said, this is the only one I have. I just wrote this like 48 hours ago. It's the only one I have. And so the lady, she gave me a word, and she said, you're the perfect example of when God starts you at something, you don't have to start down here. You can start up here. She said, because there's an anointing on it. And so it's at a level. She said, I would have thought you've been doing this for like 5 or 10 years. And it's only your
Wow.
first
Well,
time
guess
doing
what?
it.
We're
And
gonna have to let you go ahead and do your thing because it means you got some stuff inside of you, Lanai. We gotta let her loose.
she said, let her loose.
We
Yep,
gotta let
definitely.
her
I'm telling
loose.
y'all ain't ready. She
We
about to
gotta
go
let
on.
her
Go ahead.
loose. Okay, so listen, so feel free choose the poem that you'd like to start off and set it off with. And we're gonna
All
give you
right.
the floor. All right.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much for having me. Love to this beautiful IG poetry community. I am Miss Rosie, aka Miss Rosie Loves. And this piece is called White Tears. You didn't get the emails? Well, let me make myself very clear. Your white tears are not honored here. Oh, you look confused, dear. No, 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 no. Your artificial, simulated, counterfeit, fraudulent white tears, not honored here. And you still look confused, dear. See, I identify as someone who don't give a fuck. Try discipline, meditation, tapping, treadmill, even Jesus. You will have much better luck. See, don't try me. No, don't try me because you'll find yourself sipping the wrong tea. You are not the victim, Karen. You're the villain. You're not the victim. You're the villain. And here you come with the fake white tears again. See, you want to cry now because your ass has been called out, shut down, put on blast, revealed as a clown. It looks like you're about to have a hands down meltdown. And in your ocean of hatred, I hope you drown. Yeah, I hope you drown. I said what the fuck I said. Perhaps you should take your spray tan, overly Botox face and go lay your tired ass down. I told you not to try me, sweetie, because you sipping the wrong tea. And see, I take Venmo and Visa and Chase, Chime, and Zelle. However, at this address, white tears, they don't fare too well. I'm cool and I'm kind and I'm nice. So I'm going to say it twice. Your white tears aren't honored here. Your white tears aren't honored here. See, me, she, elemental P, identify as someone who don't give a fuck. Stick to your tanning beds and your opioids and your face fillers. You will have better luck. You are a villain, honey, not a victim. A class A bison descendant narcissist, deeming yourself the hero or the victim in all of your bullshit. You are an all-out evil, racist bitch. An overgrown wasteland of vitriol and hate. unqualified to converse with me or my people or even debate. Clearly, it's your jealousy. See, you can't handle melanated queens like me. Yeah, it's your jealousy because see, my juicy booty is real. Karen, can you say the same? My cheeks are real. Can you say the same? My voluptuous lips are real, Karen. Now you know you can't say the same with an honest heart because you're still making layaway payments on your multiple body parts. I see it. You're jealous of my God-given gifts, which leads to your monthly injections in your non-existent lips. Zero fucks given that the truth has you miffed? Because see, I identify as somebody who don't give a fuck. Try opioids, meth, crack. You'll have better luck. And please back up all out of my space. Karen, I advise you to get out of my face. See, I don't advocate violence. I was not raised that way. But you will get tased if you don't remove your 300-pound porch possum ass all up out of my cinnamon caramel tawny face. That I can guarantee. That I can guarantee. If you don't get away from me, life will escalate rather quickly in an unexpected way. From a cool, chill, handling my business afternoon to a Karen done fucked up and found out kind of day. Your white tears, not honored here. Peace.
I told y'all. I told y'all.
That you stupid. Next stop. Look at Crystal. Y'all funny.
I told you. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. When we come into the show, we don't come to play at all. And Karen, if you're watching this, just don't show up at all. Okay. You are not wanted. Layaway is not accepted here. Okay, I'm through. I'm through. Miss Rosie, you already know how I feel about that. She be coming for people like Miss Rosie does not play. This is why she's an activist. That's why she's a comedian. She's a poet, and she's true to all three. She morphs all three of those together and comes up with a masterpiece like that. I don't think nobody was ready. Oh wait, Miss Krista, you're muted.
Yeah, you should have warned me. You did not tell me. I'm like, whoa, okay. Shots fired. Bam. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yep.
You see,
Miss
I
Rosie
put
says
there
what we all
raw,
wanted to say.
I said raw poetry, straight, no chaser, none. Just
Mm-hmm.
drink it up, take it up, eat it up.
Suck it up.
It's here.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Period.
Thank you. I'm
Point
glad
blank.
you guys appreciated it.
Oh, we more than
that piece was inspired by the match that Coco Gauff had when she was maybe three matches away in going through the US Open, and one of the players from another country, she broke all the rules, and Coco literally had to say something to the ref who was just letting the woman break all the rules, and the woman was like, give me a break, and talking about her age. And this is the US Open. Don't nobody care about your age. Don't nobody care that you need to sit down. The rule says you can't sit. Do you see what I'm saying? And so then, of course, afterwards in the press conference, for her first time, allegedly, she was crying. And I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. I'm not doing it. I am not doing this. She was only crying because she got checked and got her ass beat.
So I got one question before we let you go to the next person. I just got to ask this question because I see your passion. So you're an activist, and what causes usually are you out there advocating for?
Well, initially, Miss Crystal, because my mom was a social activist, she really, and she was a Black Panther, so she got me, kind of on that road.
Yeah, that's where the rap comes from.
And so I started teaching performing arts and performing when I was 18. I started producing shows, directing shows. I had 85 performers in my first show when I was 18. So I've always really loved working with children. Now I don't know about these kids today. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about kids from back in the day when you would not roll your eyes and still be alive. That's my genre. That's my generation. I'm not talking about these TikTok booty pop children today. The ones who speak about. I'm from a time when women sang about the love in their hearts, and we're living in a time when women sing about their body parts. And that's all I'm gonna say. Next point.
On that note, mic drop. Mic drop. Okay. Mic drop.
Okay. So now that we've all been formally introduced, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna run through the second and third round a little bit smoother. So what's going to happen is we're going to randomly pick there's no assigned order. So we're just going to pull the poets up. We're going to do your poem. And just to, as soon as you're done your poem, we're going to take you off the screen and then go to the next one. So that way, because I know we can all chat for a good while. We all got a lot to say. So what we're going to do is the second and third round is you're going to do your poem, listen out to be called. You're going to do your poem, and then next person's going to come up. Everybody, thank y'all so much for interacting in the crowd. I appreciate y'all with the fire, with the love. And make sure share. Can't say it enough. Go share the live. Go share the live. Okay. So the next person we're bringing up is Mr. Reggie Wilson Jr. Encouraging poet. And I'm done. That's all y'all can do.
Yes, and Reggie, we know that sometimes things happen, so that's why I was watching you to make sure. So I got you back. I'm watching you and watching the system and everything that's happening. So we're gonna let y'all go ahead so we can keep it going, and we're going to, like she said, we're gonna just bring you up and let you tell your next piece. You can start out each poet by just giving us the title and the piece, and we'll go from there.
All right. This piece is called Preschool Negotiation. True story. It felt heavy in my hands, this gun. But almost anything is heavy for a 4-year-old. The cold steel excited me like being tickled or popsicles. Our friendship was made under Grandma's bed. It whispered to me and then called my name. So I rescued it from the shoeboxes and dust and lint that held it captive. My shoulder screamed as I pulled through the tug of war like struggle, but I won. As my turtle pajamas kissed with dust, hairpins, and mothballs, I raised my new friend and I put it to my grandma's head. With a smile on my face, playing and replaying moments of water guns and laser guns that made funny noises, I thought this would be the same joy, and my giggles would be invited by this beautiful woman, but horror dripped from her face. 1,000 nightmares and tragedies flashed across her eyes like unwanted commercials, yet her voice never rose above an ant's belly. Her fingertips directing to the ground put me in a trance like the smell of her sweet potato pie used to. Now with 2 hands, my miniature phalanges gripped tighter around the trigger. Bang, Grandma, bang. My laughter transported imagery, shots, because her guardian angel held the bullet like gauze over rushing blood, and my angel kept the trigger from completing its task. She smiled through her tears. Put it down, baby. We'll play later. Give it to me. Give it to me. I waddled over to the person that would become my best friend 11 years later. The cruel bullet of dementia and old, unapologetic, and non accepted age got her in the end, but that day she was magnificent. As she lovingly took the gun from my grasp, she took and looked up to the ceiling with the gun, or so I thought, but she erupted in a praise I still have never heard. A praise that suggested that she thought her life was over at the hands of her baby, the oldest of the fourth generation God instructed her to raise. Oh, the tears that ran from her face like rivers running from the Garden of Eden. The groan that bellowed from the pit of her stomach reached her knees and then from her knees. Thank you, Lord. Have mercy, Jesus. As I walked out of the room looking for something else to get into, I didn't realize what was happening, but now I know what I could have done. I could have killed the mother of my family. The reason I'm not to be feared in a parking deck if I'm seen alone in the dark. The reason why purses are safe around me. The reason why I'm a Southern gentleman. The reason why I give is because I saw her give. The reason why I'm not ashamed of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is because I saw him save her that day. Thank God for angels arresting and detaining the 4-year-old long enough for the preschool negotiator to do her thing. She was magnificent that day. Once a week, I dream about what happened that day. Sometimes the trigger is pulled. Sometimes I cannot find the gun under the bed. But all the time I am screaming, I'm sorry, Mama. And she always says, I'm fine, son. Now go wash your face and find your words to write. Poem.
Oh my goodness. I'm that's I don't want to say too much. How are you okay? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm okay.
What oh wow. Oh wow. I'm gonna save my question for you later because I feel like it's more personal. But um I thank you for that poem. I thank you a lot for that poem. That was it was beautiful. That was deep. Yeah, the imagery, the imagery of everything, just the sound and how you were moving as you were presenting the poem. It puts you in the position of exactly where you were when you wrote that poem. So I thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Deep, deep. Who you got next? Definitely deep. I won't comment on it right now either.
Wow. The next poet. Whew, take a minute. Please, everybody that's in the comments, show love, show love, show love, show love. That was deep. The next poet we are going to bring up, Miss Erica Floyd.
Okay. I guess for since I didn't really formally title this, I'm just gonna say we'll call this open book. You see me, your growing urge to read me openly, opening me thoroughly, not just observing the outer graphic, but you explore me from cover to cover, exploring beyond the binding and sophistication in the calligraphy of me, beyond my title, beyond who I am, author of me, the writing, within my walls, enticing, inviting, the content in my character laid out and displayed as fine dining on linen and cutlery. Thus, my table of contents, listing in description a buffet, a variety, ingredients that make up the preface of me licking your fingertips as you touch page by page. My introduction, what I display to the world in rhythmic percussion, barely scratching the surface of what makes me who I am intimately, prompting you, tempting you, urging you to turn the page, to begin chapter by chapter, thereby setting the stage of knowing me better. No desire to halt your perusal with a bookmark. So entranced, you can't put me down. For true intimacy, the mission is to see me naked, unveil the mysterious metaphorical mind maze that could create complications in your conspiratorial, coital conquering of my consciousness. I can't be mad at that. We must have goals. But little did you know that you are just where I planned for you to be, drawn in chapter by chapter, every page break, every dangling participle, every contraction, every climatic breath that has you anticipating the next, increasing your appetite for the coming page, desiring more, whetting your appetite for what's next, not wanting it to end, making you hungry for more, in anticipation of the sequel, or just maybe the franchise.
Oh, that was a page turner right there. That was definitely a page turner right there. Well, since Miss Erica has set the mood, we're gonna go to the next poet. Thank you, Miss Erica, for that. That was definitely, like I said, a page turner. Oh my gosh. We're gonna go with the next poet, Miss J. Rose in the building.
All right, let's get into this piece. This is a poem I haven't thought about writing yet. I say that because to think of the words I'd write would require me to unzip the scars from my wrists and untwist the lies from my lips when I said I'm okay. I'd have to watch every regret drip slowly from reopened wounds I'd rather forget. How I wish they bled shooting stars instead of the ink I'd use to write myself to death and name my pen suicide. Dying by way of punctuation from slicing commas off of semicolons to end my life sentence like a period. What a poetic way to go. This is a poem I haven't thought about writing yet. To fathom these words, I'd have to resurrect phantoms from forgotten forevers. Shadow box with my darkest truths. Get dirt under my nails, digging for my deepest roots. Invalidate the self validation it took me over 30 years to pursue. I'd have to become an alchemist of self esteem, breaking down this confidence into manipulation so that I can feel guilt again. Have my dignity on tilt again. Let my garden wilt again. I'd have to remember how self loathing mocked me in my own mirror, mimicking me maliciously when all I wanted was to be seen. I mean, that's why I looked in the first place. But instead of being met with warm eyes and a bright smile, the first thing I saw was disgrace, followed by disappointment, topped off by who the hell am I to think anyone cares about the stories that last more than 24 hours? When life is viewed through portrait mode and I never seem to fit that frame. This is a poem I haven't thought about writing yet. To get this shit out, I'd have to board domestic flights to states of violence, only to escape and end up nestled under neglect like a vow of silence. To pen these planes, I'd have to depart from denial and ascend to acceptance, land in terminals of truth and let the baggage claim my existence. I keep filling up these suitcases with shit I don't even use at home, feeling like shit I don't really have a home because I don't remember the last place I left that piece of my heart at. Maybe it dripped from the tears I cried the last day I wanted to die, or maybe it's in the hands of the man that dangled dreams of marriage like carrots, never proposing with those carrots. How I wish it was still stitched to my sleeve so I could stop fake believing in love and just be. This is a poem I haven't thought about writing yet. To get this deep, I'd have to drown in rivers like I bathe, sacrifice my life to give life like I'm bait, pour every sharp edge of my shattered shame like scatter showers of splattered blame, like it was my fault misogyny offered me monogamy, like I wanted it even though I said I didn't, like I wanted it even though I said I didn't, like I wanted it even though I said I didn't. I guess my nervous laughs translated my no's into yeses. Or maybe I gave in because of my untreated coping methods, feeling worthless with every touch, hating every second, trying to survive in my mind just to find my faults in the wreckage. Where chapters of my crumbled thoughts lay buried under a self-sabotaging tomb. Body once a mausoleum for the souls of men who never even worshiped the womb. This is a poem I haven't thought about writing yet. To write this poem, I had to chameleon blend into my poor decisions until I stopped dreaming and broken. Wake up in time to FaceTime raw realities like they don't really love me, they just love how my art makes them feel. And these men don't really want me, they just love how my heart helps them heal. And this pain isn't trapped. I'm just addicted to how real it makes me feel. See, to write this poem, I had to pour too much darkness onto these pages, conjure demons onto these stages when all I want to do is erase them. Like eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. Take these memories, I don't need a rewind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry not every poem has a happy ending. Because to write this poem, I had to stop pretending like these scars aren't here for a reason, like shit doesn't hurt for more than 4 seasons. So when I say to you, this is a poem I haven't thought about writing yet, please understand. I'm just keeping my scars zipped so these stories stay clipped like weeds in my garden. Thank you.
What? 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 I hope everybody got their ears clean. What?
Thank you.
She said my laughs turned the no's into yeses.
Ah,
What? That was like chest out. That was, I don't know if y'all know, she a Leo. So that was straight like rah, right there.
thank you.
That was J Rose right there, right there.
Thank you. Thank you so
Oh,
much. Thank you.
Yeah,
that
y'all
was,
all have a unique style. Everybody has their own way of getting it in. Yeah, we're gonna save it to the end.
oh
Ooh.
yes. That's why I said the cipher is going to be, this little freestyle is going to be, it's not even going to be a little freestyle. It's going to be tight. The next poet, activist, queen, comedian we are bringing up here is none other than Miss Rosie.
What's up, beautiful people? I am Miss Rosie, aka Miss Rosie Loves. Once again, thanks for having me. I'm having a wonderful time. I hope you all are too. And this piece is called Quiet Wednesdays. Quiet Wednesdays are my favorite days. Melodious robins chirping outside my balcony, generate a pleasant soundtrack, merging with the aroma of my 11 a.m. cinnamon hazelnut coffee. Zero sirens blare from the dingy antique fire station across the street. I open my front door. I drink in peace. Inhale relief. Exhale. How sweet. Surveying simple beauty that surrounds me with 8-year-old birthday glee. I got exactly what I wanted that year, a real rabbit, a real one, and a magnificent pink strawberries and cream birthday cake topped with beautifully crafted pink marshmallow rabbits. I wish I had pictures. I digress. Thank you, God, from my soul for days like this. I look around merrily, thinking and feeling and trusting all is well. And the fresh smell of lavender fabuloso tickles my nose, ignites my smile, and delights my soul. I am beyond grateful to have a home, a little bitty spot in this massive universe to call home, to call my own. I left my mom's house at 21 years old and I never went back. And I've been living here like forever. And through it all, here is where I'm clearly supposed to be, which is why I chose here. And I don't take it for granted. I admit I'm joyfully enchanted maintaining my standards creatively, keeping busy on the low key, working my gifts authentically. I'm at peace with all of it. I have outlasted so much life, highlights, lowlights, and all the bullshit. Self love closed the snake pits. Self respect burned the right bridge. Self awareness is the right fit. My life, simple life, quiet vibes. My choice, peacefully. My mind is easeful. My heart is gleeful. And I intentionally fucks with very few people. Plus one is peace. Peace is my success. Peace is the most fun. I live peace with no regrets. My number one love, peace fits me like a glove. It keeps me smiling, focused, and fun in satisfaction and appreciation. I look around. I thank God and I close the door to my sanctuary and I smile and I cheese and breathe and say, thank God I never married. Poem.
Yes, Queen. Yes. Your piece comes first. Comes first. All right.
Wow. Wow.
For that piece to come next. That was dope. I love
Oh my
that.
goodness. Oh, nice job. Nice job. Nice job. Okay, so now on this next one, we got one more before they do a cipher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun,
So
dun.
I want to challenge each one to do a short and concise, straight piece.
A straight hook 'em. Muhammad Ali poem.
Yeah,
So
like
you
I
want
mean,
them
picture.
you want them to
Sometimes like
freestyle.
picture this like you just went to an audition and you have, sometimes you go to audition, they tell you got to keep it under like 3 minutes or something, like a short piece. That's just the message is pierced. It's gonna pierce you. I would challenge each one to do that. I want to hear what they got because I've
So
heard them all. They're all good, but I want to hear something now because I'm not a poet. So now I challenge each poet to give me something short and sweet.
so
That's
you
gonna
want
make
their
oh,
third
that's
poem
gonna
to
make
be a
me go wow.
freestyle?
That's gonna make me go dang, like knock me off my feet just like that.
So you want them to do a freestyle short piece?
No, no, you got them freestyling on the cipher. I don't want them to freestyle. I want them to
Okay.
give what
Oh,
I
I get
hear.
what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So, all poets, y'all hear that? She wants to hear y'all Muhammad Ali. This is y'all. This is the third round. This is the last round. She wants y'all to come swinging with the last round. All right, so we gonna kick it off. We gonna kick it off with Miss Erica Floyd.
So do me a favor, give me all of them. Who's coming back to back so we can bring them up and we won't even come up in between. We're gonna roll them
So
up.
we're gonna do Miss Erica. We're gonna do Miss Rosie, then Reggie, then J Rose.
Erica, Rosie, Reggie, J Rose. Got you.
Alrighty.
I wish I had known prior to, if that's what you was gonna want. I would have had him downstairs. So hopefully this is short enough. Um, I didn't title this. When I first encountered you, I wasn't looking for a relationship. I had no expectations. Our meeting appeared to be organic and later orgasmic. Collateral damage to my defenses, cataclysmic. Never in my wildest imagination could I have conjured such magnificence, bringing new meaning to the phrase black girl magic, since the manifestation of you superseded my dreams, double dutching into my single circumstance, preventing any others from having a turn, but we underestimated the power of outside forces, double-handed on one side without synchronized harmony, calling claps to backhanded barbs, whether out loud or under our breath, ultimately managing to affect the tethers of our covenant. Too many times, too many tests, too many hurts outweighing the whys I fell in love with you in the first place. And because I am desperately attempting to hold on to what love I have left within me, I must leave. Staying at this time would be devastating for us both. So, in order to salvage myself in this, I must turn my back to you because facing you, knowing what I need to do, would make me too weak to escape in order to save us. My soul is stubbornly tied to you since my heart is in bondage with yours. And because of this, it is extremely devastating. So, if you ever really loved me, release me from these soul ties that have us entangled before we choke on our pride.
My journal keyed my car. My journal keyed my car. So my journal is mad at me, talking about I'm cheating on her. She said my words fit her pages like DNA and fingerprints, yet I gave my words to the laptop. I cried and begged like Mr. Ruffin, got on bended knee, because she's been a rider since I was a boy to man. The rollover is what I'm getting. Emotional affairs, she whispers. Gonna be a long night. She be scary. I yearned all day to fill her pages, but not tonight, she said. You see, I knew that laptop was trouble, but her keys, they were just right. Now banished to the couch I am, swollen with syllables, similes, metaphors, and analogies, betrayed by my own words, winking at me from the screen like Potiphar's wife. Poem.
Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. Uh, this is a don't do list. Don't allow yourself to be loved in the shadows. You deserve to be praised through echoes of light. You are not a secret garden. Let your flowers bloom loudly and as vibrant as your spirit. Don't clip your wings to tether yourself to featherless pheasants. Soar so high that any man that wants to be close to you has to raise his standards just to be within your reach. Don't pour into cups riddled with unsealed holes. You'll only end up empty, unable to pour into your own. Don't hold your tongue. Your lips were not made to be levees. They are rivers that overflow with wisdom, medicine, and magic. Don't build a home in someone else's darkness. Just because you were birthed by sun and raised by moon doesn't mean you should eclipse your light to be put in rotation. Don't don't swipe right. Get the hell off these apps. They're not looking for a wife. Don't settle for mediocre sex or men that can't please you orally. You deserve experiences of ecstasy that exhilarate you endlessly. But also don't confuse good sex for a future. Take the mask off that final fantasy and face the facts that even fools can fabricate facades that resemble forever. You are worthy of taking a seat at the love table without reservations, and after dessert, you deserve a big tip without hesitation because there's something so beautiful about reciprocation. Don't shrink yourself like Alice because even the right bite of that mushroom can make shit go left. Don't act like you belittle because a man belittled you in your soft girl era. You've pitched enough thick skin for far too long. These extra innings are for you to grand slam home run your way into the healthiest, most loving home base you could ever imagine. Don't let these players make shortstops between your legs. You are far more than a filler between their past and their future. You are beyond the now and the later. Like past lives and soul ties, switching games like you're Deion Sanders coming off the sidelines. You are a World Series served in a Super Bowl. A record breaking 90-yard catch most men have fumbled. Don't let them intercept and touchdown on your playing fields. Keep them humbled. Don't picture them in your end zone just to be tackled into their friend zone because that's a false start. Don't give them four chances to put you down first. There's no safety in that. Make change like you just gave them a quarterback. Don't let a man get too comfortable with having you. Giving Southern comfort does not make you a comfort zone, but do know you're a safe space for the right man to grow. Planting accountability and communication that seeds to sow. Don't share a bed with someone who sleeps peacefully knowing your pillows are soaking in tears. You've been haunted enough times to recognize ghosts of neglect. Don't allow these energy pirates to wave you off like a one time courtesy. Your oceans are deep enough to drown men in happiness, and anyone blessed enough to swim with you will protect your sacred waters. And finally, don't you ever forget you are queen, lover, mother, daughter, sister, friend, healer, nurturer, therapist, chef, teacher, home, peace, and most importantly, a divine goddess in the flesh. And anyone claiming to love you will never allow you to feel like anything less. Thank you.
This piece is called Family Untied. Blood don't make us family. Relationships do. I don't know you. We don't talk. There's no relationship. It does not exist. We are simply blood. Blood does not make you family. I haven't seen you in 100 years. If you knocked on my door right now, I wouldn't even know who you is. Blood does not make us family. Relationship does. There is no relationship. We are simply blood. Poem.
And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Blood don't make us that
You
close.
have to go to
All
sleep.
right. It's the relationship, y'all. It's the truth of it. All right. Whoo!
So
How y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling?
Oh,
Good.
Okay.
do I have
Yes.
everybody up here? Who am I
I'm
missing?
chilling.
Yep, everybody's here.
Wow.
Everybody's here. That was
Wow.
beautiful. Y'all brought truth. Y'all brought a little bit of erotica. Y'all brought some motivation. I love it.
I heard words that I never heard before, like cataclysmic, and I heard somebody put the relevant Coach Prime in the poem. All of y'all were creative in so many different ways. The emotion from you, Reggie, was just such a blessing because you represent the men, and I could tell your background is what it is because you write. What's that? Stand by me. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
somebody playing some music?
No, that was my hand hit something, but
Oh,
I and that was right because I was talking to Reggie about what he was doing, and then that came on. See, that was
that
meant
was
to happen.
alignment.
Yeah, yeah, that was meant to happen like that because I was talking about him representing the men and the way he does from a mental standpoint, you know. And so I appreciate you. Each one of you come from a different place in your poem. Uh, each one of you come from a different place. So I thank you so much. I want to do that because I could tell that y'all have so much in you. Y'all have so much in you. And even when you said make it short and sweet, everybody's short is different. You know what I'm saying? So that's the creativeness in it. That's what I knew was going to happen. That's why I said, okay, I want to see how this is going to go. So that's good. So now explain to them how the cipher goes.
The best part. So now this is where the crowd comes in and we interact. Y'all been doing good by interacting the whole night. So I need everybody in the crowd. I need y'all to pick one word for these wonderful, amazing poets to freestyle about. And we're gonna select three.
Freestyle.
Yes, yes, yes. Freestyle. So I need everybody in the crowd to pick one word so we can pick three so we can start this cipher. And we're gonna do it poetically. All right. Let's see. Let's see.
Let's see the words in the comment. Let me see. Anybody put words in the
Sometimes
comment?
my thing be a
Put
little
them in
bit
the comment,
delayed.
y'all. Uh, can I add a word?
Yes, ma'am. So we got balance. Let's see. I know y'all in there. Y'all been rocking the whole night in the comments. Let's see. Let's get a couple more words. We got poison. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see. We need one more word. Joy. All right. Ain't that something? Balance between poison and joy. Woo-hoo! All right. So those are our three words. How we gonna start this is Miss Rosie's gonna go, then Reggie, then J Rose, and then Miss Erica. So you take those three words and
Uh-huh.
a small poem. You take those three words and you write a freestyle from your heart, your mind, your fist, if you got to, except to whatever
Cannot
is
write
rooted.
a freestyle. You
And so,
cannot write a freestyle.
You gotta come up with a freestyle with those three words.
Balance, joy, and poison.
Poison. Poison. Not that one though, but yeah, poison.
now
So
you said Miss Rosie,
then
Reggie,
Reggie,
I have no idea what I'm
then
doing. But I'm gonna do.
then J Rose, and
and
Erica.
then Miss Erica. And then
Erica
I'll
said
go
it.
too. I'm gonna go too, y'all. Don't you worry.
And
Don't you
oh,
worry.
wait. And where you going, Lanai? You gonna start it or you gonna finish it?
You
Because
should
we're not
start
gonna
it
let
because
her
I
finish.
don't.
Start.
We're
I'll
not
And
gonna let
start. I'll start. I'll start. I'll start. Just to show y'all my uncomfortableness too. So let's go. I'm gonna start. All right. Balance, poison, and joy. I come to y'all today on this show with balance, joy, and poison. The poison I feel rising up in my veins tends to get to my brain, but I can't tell if it's the joy. I can't tell if it's employing me to keep going. I can't tell if it's meant for me. The poison is my envy, but I keep feeling it over and over again. It's like a drug. I keep dealing it. Why do I feel this way? The balance, I try to sway back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, coming with my poison. But it's okay, because I know either way, I'm going to make it. Cool.
Miss Rosie.
Yes, ma'am. Balance, joy. Two of my favorite gifts. If you come for them, your ass will get Will Smith. I don't really do poison because that's just not my thing. But I'm all about charity, support, and giving. Poem.
Reggie.
I've lived my life in a battle between poison and joy, a battle between fuel and empty, a battle between love and hate. And I'm still here to not only fight another day, but to be joyous in the swing set of life, hoping that someone doesn't come and say, my turn. I want to stay on this swing longer. Swing, 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 swing a little longer before recess is done. I'm allergic to bees. You see, there's poison in their sting. I'm allergic to wasps. They hurt me with their thing. But joy is like the cold water fountain and no hall monitor counting, Reggie, it's time to get off of it. I think I'll choose joy on this balance beam. Poem.
J Rose.
Balance is important. A prototypical blend of needed and chosen, because although my love is healing, it's not meant for the broken. It's the antidote to your poison, the joy to your sadness, the therapy to your madness. Now come love me back into balance. That's all I got.
Erica.
Throughout my life, as I'm in here, all off balance, in search of what? In search of peace that standing, that has what has been preached each time fellowship with others,
Hold on, everybody else, mute your mics.
waiting, anticipating for that joy to come in the morning, that joy that I've been waiting. Although things in my brain into trying to kill me, with all the poison coming in, nothing to clean it out with, just searching for my joy, waiting on my joy, always in search for my peace. That's all I got.
Wow. That's just amazing the way y'all
Yes.
just, man.
Oh,
And,
you got
and I saw y'all faces as y'all were looking at each other, as y'all was listening to each other. Like, man, it's just amazing where everybody's mind goes when y'all do that, Lanai.
Yes, yes. And the creativity of where it takes you. Yeah, like that, it's just 3 words that could make a whole new chapter in your life. 3 words just now can make a whole new chapter, a whole new poem, a whole new feeling, a whole new just experience. So that y'all killed it. Y'all killed it. Y'all killed it. The emotions y'all put your personal in there too, and I love it.
Yeah. I truly, truly appreciate you guys for sharing and just giving us that part of you, you know what I mean? Because, that last exercise, I'm gonna call it exercise, really does stretch you. It stretches you. I saw Erica, she was like, man, I gotta do this. Like, it pushes you out of your comfort zone. And so that's the cool thing about it. But you all did it. You all did it. And you came through with flying colors. So that's the beautiful thing about it. Though my advice to you is, don't sell yourself short. When just go for it. Like you never know because it's poetry. And there's no right or wrong when you're doing poetry. It's all emotions. It's all life experiences. So I am not a poet, but I felt every angle y'all came from. So I just want to commend you for what you did. So don't ever think that you can't do it because you can. That was good. That was definitely good. So we appreciate you guys for being tonight and for sharing your heart and giving us your all and your. We want each person to be able to tell the audience once more time your name, your username on any platform that you're on, any upcoming events that you have coming up, products you have. We want to give you the opportunity to do closing remarks and just kind of give us a summation of how this night was for you. And we can start with you, Miss Rosie, since you're on the top, and we'll go to Reggie, J Rose, and then we'll stop with Erica. And I'll let you then close us out, Lene. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Closing remarks. The door to the church is now open. And I'm Miss Rosie Loves. I'm from California. I am a creative, and you can find me at MSROSIL, 2 U's, 1B, and 2Z's. That's Miss Rosie Loves. And this Sunday, December the 3rd, you can check my page. I will be judging Bonita Poetry's Poetry Smackdown Cipher. It's going to be this Sunday and I'm very excited. I've never judged a poetry competition, but I am Simon Cowell, so we got to see what's going to be going down. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And I've been entertaining for a long time, so my standards are not low. So I just can't wait for them to come and rock it. I'm so blessed to be here with all of you amazing poets. Thank you so much for having me. And God bless you all. Love you, mean it. Love you, mean it.
Yes. Mr. Reggie.
Yes, my name is Reggie Wilson Jr. Again, I'm from North Carolina. Uh, my Instagram is encourage_RW1912. And the 1912, that is the year that my great grandma that was in that poem, she was born. That's something for y'all. But anyway, I have a book that's coming out that will be out before January. So y'all keep me in prayer about that. I will be very worrisome about that on my page, so you don't have to worry about not knowing, because I will be 1,000 posts will be up about that, or not that many, but um, working that out. And this was great. I was happy to be here. Y'all are amazing. Every last one of you. I'm just happy to share a platform with you. really. It did my heart good, as the old folks would say. So I appreciate y'all very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. J Rose.
You can tap into all the things that I do at on Instagram. I am My Crumbled Thoughts, also on Facebook, but I'm more active on Instagram, and that's My Crumbled Thoughts. I will be releasing a poetry album this year, early 2024, and I'll be publishing my first poetry book as well by the spring of 2024. So tap in, follow me on the gram. I also am a host and a curator. So if you're in the New York area, I host and curate monthly open mics, showcases. You can ask Lanai. I do it big. I go hard or go home. So tap in. All the things are on my social media pages. So My Crumble Thoughts. And yeah, that's where you find me. Thank you so much for the space, the platform. And I'm so grateful to like meet all these new poets. You guys are so inspiring. I loved listening to everyone's work. So thank you.
Yes, we appreciate you. Miss Erica.
America Floyd on Facebook. Brooklyn in the House on Instagram. It's BKLYNNDAHSE. I've already shown my book, well, the anthology that I'm a part of, which was a case for the personhood of trees that just came out. I believe it was August. So there's the book that I finally got published in. I'm working on another book that's just going to be poems that I wrote, all poems that I've written. That's supposed to come out next year, is what my publisher says. So I'm working on that. Really can't think of anything. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did have my first collaboration, first and only collaboration with a musician and vocalist from Maryland that had dropped last November 11th, called Come Through November. And I was on the intro on his album. So that's available on, I believe, all music platforms like Spotify, Amazon Music. You know, can't remember all of them, but that's still out there in the atmosphere. And I can't think of a thing else that I have coming up. I know I've been invited to things, but I can't remember the dates. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure I will share it in my stories somehow. I enjoyed this evening. You guys are so very, very gifted. I feel honored to have been part of this event. Reggie, good to see you come through, and especially since you're the only man in here with all these beautiful women surrounded, blessed. Thank you to both that host the event. I appreciate being included in this.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate you. Miss Lanai.
Well, first and foremost, again, thank you all for taking time to be here. Thank you all for expressing yourself, being yourself, and just encouraging and motivating any and everybody that will see this. And to everybody that will see this, closing out, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are phenomenal. You are not your past. You are everything that the future is bringing to you. Keep writing, keep smiling, keep laughing, keep loving, even keep making mistakes because those are learning points. Those are always learning checkpoints. So keep doing what you're doing. Do not fall and stay there. Get back up. If you can, like Les Brown says, if you can fall on your back, you can get back up because you can see the way back up. So keep doing what you're doing and keep being encouraged, keep being motivated, keep being loving, keep being that spice that we need to check people sometimes. Keep doing what you are doing. You are amazing, and I'm so grateful for all of y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. This was awesome. I enjoyed myself. Big love to you all. Peace and blessings, and we is out of here.
Everybody, once again, you've been watching Storytime in collaboration with the name Monroe and Poetic Shenanigans. We'll be back next month. I want you all to have a Merry Christmas and be
Thank you,
safe. Enjoy your
Crystal.
family. Enjoy your family. Be safe out there. And let us know. This is Storytime. Our mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. If you have a story that you want to be told, where you want the people to know how it all began and how you got here, DM me and let me know, and let's get it told. Everybody have an awesome night. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you next time on Storytime, right here at Storytime with Michelle Crystal. Have a blessed one. Keep hope alive, everybody. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you, Krista.